everybody, I'm Mary Delgado, and this is Bama. I'm with the Blockchain Herd. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for all the comments and suggestions. I'm really excited because I have Joel and Travis here with Blockchain Heroes. Now, they don't know this, but it is because of them that I started in the blockchain world. Well, my husband too, but they're the ones who really got me fired up. So welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, thanks, Mary. And when you lose a bunch of money, don't blame us.
Baby, it's not about the money. It's the excitement. I'm just excited about all the projects and everything. And you guys with your cards. I mean, when I got in on the Zoom call that you guys do on Wednesdays, and I saw you opening up these packs, that got me so James was trying, my husband was trying for like 3 years, but when I really started in that Zoom call and started watching the packs opening and stuff, I was like, wow, that's super cool. So
nice.
We agree.
Exciting. Yeah.
We're having so much fun. I mean, we've been in the NFT space ever since we started covering CryptoKitties back in 2017 and creating our own proof of listening NFTs on the Ethereum chain in January of this year. And then we discovered what Wax can do. And now we're all in on Wax. We think it's a super great chain for collectibles. And it allowed us the opportunity to create Blockchain Heroes.
That's awesome. That's wax on, no wax off. Anyway, so let's start off. I want my listeners to learn a little bit about both of you. And Joel, I got to tell you, I looked you up, and your background is pretty impressive. So let's talk a little bit about. Start off with you and
this
talk
one
about
right here.
this
This background.
Yeah.
That's very nice. I made that.
Yeah, Travis
one
made
right
that.
back there.
Made my impressive background. I've been doing computers my whole life. I bought my first computer when I was 16 years old, many moons ago, 40 years ago actually, and was dialing into 300 baud BBSs, way back then, and followed the whole path of the internet. Launched my first website in 1995, and since then written a bunch of books and spoken all over the world on various internet marketing topics, social media, entrepreneurism, built sites, sold sites, made apps and software, podcasted, done live video. And for the past 3 years, been doing bad crypto with my compadre, Mr. Travis Wright, and not only covering the blockchain space, but also seeking to help move it ahead and bring adoption. And so we're just having fun, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
Dude, and fun, you both are making it for sure. I mean, I have a good time watching you guys, and my favorite one that you created was iFart Mobile. That's pretty funny. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, Travis.
I guess I better arm myself with the app.
Yeah, you better.
Now, my finger, he says.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about you, Trav.
Yeah, my much less impressive background. So I've been in digital marketing so right around the same time I got on around 1996, started building websites. I had a friend of mine and we had a project that we were working on, and I was like, well, I got to learn how to build these websites. And so I figured out how to build websites, figured out how to be a graphic designer, really, got on my Photoshop early on. Then we had the websites. Now we had to create lots of content for the website. Now we got to interview and connect with people to create more content for them. Now we got to figure out how to rank on these search engines. And so I really early on, I figured out how search engine rankings work, and I had a black hat on, and I was doing all the dirty tricks so my sites would rank well. Then, paid search popped up, mobile advertising popped up, social media popped up. And it's been a succession of stacking new skills along the way. As the space grows, learn about it. How does it work? Where's it going? And I've always been, where are things going? And then I go there mostly before everybody else does, because I'll see it. And I mined my first Bitcoin in 2010 and promptly lost all 55 of them when my computer crashed.
Oh, awesome. God, you're kidding.
Not kidding. And but I was always looking for a blockchain buddy. I didn't have no Bitcoin blockchain bros. Nobody really understood it. So I kept dipping my toe in, hey, is this cool? Is this going to be a thing, you guys? Oh, nobody? Okay, crickets. All right. All my smartest friends were like, oh, I don't know about that, man. I don't know. It seems, I don't know. And I'm like, damn. And then so, I got in, got out, bought crypto, bought some of this, bought some of that, sold it, did all. And then finally in 2016, Joel and I were having lots of conversations around politics and the election. And then crypto started moving, and then I wrote an article on Huffington Post about what does it mean with Trump and Russia and Podesta and the emails hacked, and I just wrote this huge long article on Huffington Post, and I was like, look, we can bitch and complain about the problem, or we can find a solution, and the solution is blockchain and voter ID and finding ways to validate the votes effectively so nobody can hack and blah, blah, blah. That just turned into this whole blockchain space, and Joel and I started diving in. And then one day I said, hey, Joel, how long until we do the Joel and Travis crypto show? And Joe's like, call me. Let's do it. And I think within 48 hours, we had our first episode live.
Just to back up a little bit, how did you two first meet? Were you already friends?
We weren't enemies.
Oh, you weren't enemies. Okay. I thought you didn't like each other and then you were trying.
We were really didn't know each other well. Business acquaintances, had met a couple times, but maybe had a meal or little meetup. But it wasn't until we discovered commonalities in what we thought about politics that the friendship really started to deepen, and we began having conversations on Facebook. And after the election, those conversations turned into crypto conversations. We had Bitcoin buddies now. And so it was great because we knew we could just message each other at any time and say, what do you think of this Ethereum thing? And what do you think of the Litecoin?
Yeah, and we got a big shout out to Lori Ruff, who introduced us way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good job, Lori.
Hey, you two need to know each other because you guys are hilarious or something. I don't know.
Oh, man. Good. A shout out to her then. That's good job. Got you in it. So it's crazy like how fast everything is moving to me. Like it's incredible. I'm learning a lot, but my head's about to explode sometimes, but it's moving so fast.
Mm-hmm.
So
it is.
So
I concur.
Where do you think that it's going? Like, where is it going to lead to? Where do you want it to lead to?
Hopefully it's leading to more empowerment for people, right? That's one of the reasons that Bitcoin was invented, so that we can control our money without having centralized services, without needing a middleman. I think it's going to lead to more efficiency in how we do a lot of different things because of smart contracts. And I think it's going to lead to many governments adopting digital currencies. As far as NFTs are concerned, we are both full believers that the future of collectibles is digital. Not that physical items are going to go away, but we're looking at a multi-billion-dollar business industry that's going to pop up around digital collectibles, and we're here at the very forefront of it.
How many multis is that? I'm curious.
That's a lot of multis. I mean, it's like take your multis, multiply them by 3, and then add 5, and then multiply it by 10.
It might even be in the trillions. Then you're saying
it could be. I don't know. That's a lot. A trillion is.
It's a gazillion, not even trillion. It's a gazillion.
Oh my gosh, that is so good.
Gazillion. Damn.
So yeah, I NFTs, like I shared with you that you're the one who really got me started in the space, watching you and with your NFTs and opening up the pack and even the secondary market, how exciting that was. But when you guys started, you do, I guess you do your chat room on Wednesdays. I was in on the Zoom call. You started off with 100 people, and now how many are you up to?
Well, actually, we started at the beginning. The first one had about 20. And the one right before our launch was about 160 or so concurrent. We had to up the limits on our Zoom room because there was so much interest, which of course led to the packs selling out in about 15 minutes for 2 different sales together. And then what was the rest of the question? My brain just went. It'll be back in a couple minutes.
You're thinking about the iFart mobile thing.
And how many people ended up There's about, I don't know, 60, 70 people last week, and we're already 6 weeks post launch. So the community is vibrant.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We keep adding value. Our core mission on this has always been just to deliver delight. If we can make our people happy and make people excited about it, because there's a lot of craziness going on in the world and a lot of doom and gloom. And if you pay attention to the news, it's like everybody's just gonna be down and depressed. But what's crazy about it, what's exciting to me, is that people who are in our room, people who are paying attention to this, they're very excited, very happy. We're bringing joy and sunshine to the world through digital collectibles, and we keep iterating, we keep advancing it, we keep moving things forward. So we didn't just drop the cards and say peace out, y'all, thanks for the love. We keep iterating. We keep 1.1, 1.2, all the way through. We're going to 2.0 sometime next year. We just keep doing these different individual sort of things, keeping the community engaged, adding more value, connecting with new partners, creating new promotions, and having fun along the way, and people really seem to be enjoying it.
I have to tell you, I for one, oh, is that the fart thing?
Yeah, so this is iFart right here.
Oh my God.
It's on several million phones around the world, and was very successful. And I think so, since this is the political season right now, I'm going to scroll down to the political fart pack. There's all kinds of fart packs on here, but this one is called the Sniffing Joe.
Okay, nice.
Here, the sniffing.
Do you smell anything?
And then this one is called, where's the speaker on the iPhone? I never can figure it out.
I heard it really good. I wasn't sure if it came from the phone or you.
It's disgusting. I don't want to talk about it.
There you go. iFartMobile.com, accept no imitations.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's one of the things that I saw on your bio. was pretty huge. Boy, and you too, Travis. You have a great.
Hey, thank you. Collectively, between Joel and I, we've written 16 books.
16, all about farts?
None about farts, I don't believe.
No.
Not one book about farts. Maybe probably a chapter.
I have done a talk on iFart, because back in the day when it happened, we used the phrase "pull my finger" in our marketing, which is not a trademarkable phrase, but a competitive app was called "Pulled My Finger." So they took us to, they threatened to sue us for using that phrase. So it ended up getting me on the Daily Show with Jon Stewart, and they interviewed both of us. They skewered the other guy, and I was unscathed, which is amazing for being on the Daily Show, because you don't go on unless you know you're going to be the butt of jokes, pun intended. So I actually created a 5-minute talk that I gave a couple times called "How I Farted and Came Out Smelling Like a Rose."
Nice.
I like it. Good play on words. That's a really good play on words. Yeah, listen, it doesn't matter what the news is, as long as they're talking about you, it's a good thing, right? So
yeah, that's what they say, unless you're being accused of something horrible, I suppose. That's not good.
Right. So there's another thing too that you and I have in common also, Joel, and that's you created a reality show, The Next Millionaire. Well, I was in a reality show too. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that. My show was called The Next Internet Millionaire. It's 13 years ago, and it was inspired by Trump's Apprentice show. And actually on the Apprentice franchise page on Wikipedia, it says other shows, and The Next Internet Millionaire is listed. So if I ever get a chance to meet the president, I am going to thank him for that. What show were you on?
So I was on The Bachelor.
Oh, okay.
I was on
Is
The
that how
Bachelor.
you met Jimmy?
Oh, no. So I got engaged on the show, was with the guy for 5 years. We broke up. And then a year later, I met my Jimmy, my sweet Greek man.
What season?
I was on there twice, actually. I was on there once with Bob Guinea, and that was on season 3. This was a long time ago. So on season 3 with him, and I made it to the final 3, and then a year and a half later, they brought me back, and I was on there with the fisherman, and wound up getting engaged on the show. So that was
you got all the roses.
Time. Yeah, I got all the roses, baby, all of them. But then I gave them back.
There you are, Byron Velvick.
Yes, that's who I was with. Long
How
time ago.
fun. But Jimmy got you. So
Jimmy got
Jimmy
me.
wins.
I got Jimmy. I'm actually the lucky one because he's a
Oh,
sweetheart.
that's great. And now you guys are doing blockchain stuff together and having
Yes.
fun. So you guys, you know, that's really important to have some shared commonalities and some shared passions. And so that's great that this is growing. We know Jimmy's been a huge member of our community for a long time and a big fan. So congrats to Jimmy. Looks like Jimmy did pretty good for himself.
Yeah. Well, are you talking about me, I hope?
Sure, you're both. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. No, he's a great guy. He actually, like I said before, he had been talking to me because he started with this blockchain stuff like 3.5 years ago. And he'd been trying to talk to me about it. And I'm like, I don't understand any of that stuff like that. But I'm like a techie. I'm a techie at heart. I love games and all that. So when you guys did your Zoom call and you had your pack opening, that really caught my eye. So it was a combination of you and him that got me into this space, and I'm having such a good time. So
You're diving in, huh? You're going full on. You
Full
got a
on.
podcast and everything.
I'm in. I want to talk about projects. I want to learn. And, you know, the way that you guys market your car, just yourselves, it is unbelievable. You do such a great job. Like, who is, it's got to be you, Travis. You're the brains behind the marketing, aren't you?
No way, man. Mr. Joel Comm's written 15 books on marketing. But I'm also a marketer as well. It's kind of a collective thing. Now, originally, when it started out, I was put in task of, hey, your Photoshop, you can do some Photoshop stuff. So once we got all the images and the art from the artist, it was me and my son knocking out the production of getting all those effects going, making all the cards look cool, focusing on that. Joel was like, hey, I'm going to do the marketing. I'm going to kill it on this. And so with a lot of the marketing stuff, we developed the first hero report presentation together. I put together the first presentation, and then Joelified it, and then Joel's taken care of each and every one of those since then. And but it really is, a lot of times it's like we have our lanes, we overlap in some areas, and then we're both big idea guys, and so a lot of this has come from ideas that we've come up with, and then Joel kind of helps drive some of the project stuff, and then I'm over here ideating and experimenting and trying things out and cracking jokes.
So, talking about ideas, what was the inspiration then for Blockchain Heroes? Who came up with that? How did you come up with that idea?
So we were talking early in the year, we began issuing NFTs to people that met us at conferences. And then we took that idea and we thought, what if we started issuing them to listeners of the show? If you listen to an episode with Peter McCormick, Travis created a special NFT, and go to this page, put in your name and your Ethereum address, and we'll airdrop it to you afterwards as proof of listening. And then I remember Travis and I were talking before lockdown about, wouldn't it be cool if we did a series that would feature people in the blockchain space? The name we came up with, Blockchain Buddies, and it was kind of like, this is okay, but Ethereum sucks, and selling them on OpenSea is one-offs. It's kind of a pain. There's not really a great delivery system for this now. COVID hit. Lockdowns happened. We weren't traveling. We put on a week-long event called Virtual Blockchain Week. And after that was over, we discovered what Topps did with their first Garbage Pail Kids series on the WAXP blockchain. We saw how, they sold packs, and packs were open, and it was super fast. And we're like, this is it. This is the delivery mechanism. And so I said, Travis, I think these should be heroes. I think that we should come up with characters that we spotlight people in the blockchain world by using them as inspiration for heroes in this alternate universe. And we applied for a small grant on WAXP Labs. They got behind us, fortunately, and we got moving on this project, and we moved really fast.
We did, but it evolved. So it was like Blockchain Buddies, and then that was before Topps had popped out, and we were talking about it like, wow, so sort of like maybe we create cards sort of like Garbage Pail Kids, and then 5 days later Topps announced a partnership with WAXP. They're going to do Garbage Pail Kids, and we're like, whoa, that's wild.
That was weird.
How close we are on this. And so the blockchain, we were thinking all Blockchain Buddies, that evolved into Blockchain Rock Stars or something. We're like, yeah, like crypto rock stars or something, and then And then I came up with Rock Fierce. Like, oh, we could do Rock Fierce, and he's gonna look like Stevie Ray Vaughan, and he has his hat, and he's gonna have his vest, and then Rock Fierce was like, Joel was like, wait a second, no, let's create heroes, and he can still be Rock Fierce, but and that just took on a world of its own, and here we are.
Yeah, I love the Blockchain Heroes name because that encompasses just everything, So
Yeah.
great name.
Your name kind of has it too, Blockchain Herd.
Because you heard it here, you know what I'm saying?
Blockchain Nerdos is what it should be.
Nerdos. Yeah, because we're all nerds, right? I'm a
Yeah,
nerd at heart.
Because
I'm a
that,
big nerd.
yes.
Yeah, no, you chose great with Wax. I mean, because you are right, in thinking about, gas fees and all that, because by the time you wind up buying a card or trading a card, you're paying so much that you're just paying for gas fees instead of the card. So, being on
Sometimes
Wax.
several times more than the value of the card.
Yeah.
Somebody was talking the other day, they're like, oh, I buy a $3 card and I have a $79 gas fee. What?
79
Well,
bucks?
DeFi is taken off on Ethereum. And so there's so much action going on with DeFi that the price of transactions have gotten really high because of the volume of the transactions. And so that's why it's not specific just to the NFT. It's because the Ethereum blockchain is clogged.
So
Ethereum blockchain needs an enema.
Would you? Yeah, it is. You got to let it come back out. Just
A little fiber, more
flush it
fiber
out.
into blockchain.
Are we going back to the farting thing? But now we're talking about flushing your system out.
This is how it rolls. I mean, you listen to Bad Crypto, and if you don't like fart jokes and scatological humor, then we're just not going to have, a good relationship.
That's just so fancy. Scatological. It makes it sound intellectual when you say it that way.
Poop humor.
I know all about farts because my pup has some really bad ones. And I don't
How
know,
about Jimmy? Does Jimmy have bad ones?
I think Jimmy blames it on the pup.
Reminds me of George Carlin.
Bama, what are you doing with that?
What is that?
It's a George Carlin joke about the dog. The dog farted. Look at him. He knows he did it.
Bama, sit.
Bama,
he's
let her rip.
Sit. Come here. Yeah, he's chilling. He doesn't want to sit up.
He does not want anything to do with this podcast stuff.
I'm laying down. I hear farts. I hear smells. Yeah, not so much. So, would you guys change anything in the process of? I know you wouldn't change absolutely launching on Wax, but is there anything that you would change?
I mean, I'm pretty happy with the way things went. A couple hero cards we might do a little differently, but honestly, we've got a great community, and without them, doesn't matter how fancy our cards are. They were incredibly welcoming to what we've created. They're vested in the project, not just because they bought packs and cards, but because they love what we're creating, and we give that love back to them because we can't stop iterating. We can't, we just want to keep adding value to what they're doing, even to the point of we're sending out non-transferable badges to people who opened packs, to those that participated in various updates. We just surprise them with these, and right now they're just cool looking, but we have plans for, hey, if you have been awarded badges, you might get something that is transferable of real world value. And changes, I don't know. We're just going to keep moving forward. No regrets.
Yeah. If I would make some changes, I would have said to get that Bitcoin off of that one computer and put it in a hard wallet, not lose those 55 Bitcoin. And I would go back in time and maybe buy more Chainlink.
Yeah. Yeah, Chainlink is blowing up. I mean, come on.
So actually, if I really go back in time, I go back to January 2018 and sell all my shit coins. And then, instead of losing that $500,000 in shit coins, I would have sold at the top. That'd have been great. That's what I'd like to change.
I think I might have gone back when Bitcoin went up to 20,000 and got rid of some of them before they went
Sure.
down.
I mean, I thought we were talking about just blockchain heroes.
We were, but I took it somewhere else, because why not?
You're getting us off track, Travis. Stop it. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so were you really surprised on the secondary market what Blockchain Heroes did?
Surprised. We saw what GPK did, and we were really the first big launch after that. So, the only precedent we had was garbage pail. This is Tops. Like how are we going to compare with Tops? Oh, I guess William Shatner sold his cards also before we did, and they sold out in 9 minutes. So we're like, all right, we think we've built up a community, because that's the thing that we're doing that others aren't doing, is we are fostering and building, this community. And we built our Telegram to 1,200 people, and these are not people that joined at gunpoint. They came because they wanted to, and we built partnerships with Cointelegraph and CoinGecko and Tops, and released promotional cards. And so, when we finally opened up the fire hydrant, it's not a surprise to me that people were drinking from the hose. More heroes. So it's a thriving market.
Yeah, I would say this too, is that, piggybacking on what Joel mentioned about those partnerships, is like we had one partnership with Upland, which is sort of an online blockchain monopoly app, right? It's available on iOS and Android. And we partnered with them, and we only had 25 cards out of this. And this was before we had launched. This is like 2 weeks before we launched our project. And 2 of those cards each sold for over $1,000.
Wow.
And we're like, wow, these cards sold for, and then we had one of one auction that we sold for like 28,000 wax or something, which was like $1,600. And so we're like, damn, like this is some traction here. If they're putting this kind of value on this stuff now, wait until we drop the packs. And then we sold out Blockchain Heroes collectively in about 15 minutes.
I know that. Congratulations to you guys. And that goes back to the marketing and then what you do with the community as well. You're very active in the community. So that just, is an example of what you guys are wanting to put quality stuff out there. So of course, people are going to want your packs. There's a lot of value there.
Well, and it's, Blockchain Heroes is just one thing we're doing. We have some, bigger plans. We're forming a consultancy with some other people in the space that are, visionaries and very well connected, and have some big ideas for how we bring NFTs mainstream through, major intellectual properties. And next week, we're actually releasing the world's first wax-based subscription box for NFTs called the Nifty Box. And people will be able to, there's a limited number of memberships. If you go to theniftybox.com, they'll be available for sale on Tuesday, the 29th at 12 noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific. Limited number of 2 different memberships, and it's an annual membership. It's 1 year, but because we're starting in October, we're actually adding 3 months. So it's going to be 15 months of all kinds of great drops, and we've got all kinds of partners that we're talking with about adding, great NFTs to our drops, artists, packs of cards. We're just, as Travis said earlier, we want to surprise and delight people. And so we didn't disappoint them with Blockchain Heroes, and those that put their trust in the Nifty Box are going to be very pleased with what they get. And we expect that the membership cards for the Nifty Box are going to go for a higher price on the secondary market for those that didn't get them once they FOMO and see all the stuff they're missing.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And Travis, from that, you guys are doing the Nifty Show, is that right?
Yeah, we have the Nifty Show. We started that about 4 or 5 months ago. We do that every Friday, so we'll be doing one of those here in a couple of hours. We bring on people who are talking about, and launching cool Nifty projects on NFTs and doing cool stuff on blockchain. We've also launched the Nifty Shopping Network, where last week or 2 weeks ago, we did the first episode of that. And we sold about 180,000 wax worth of NFTs from artists that we brought on. So not only are we just, we're talking about it, we're media around it, we're promoting it, we're actively trying to move the industry forward. We've got a lot of ideas, and these ideas that we're working on are just the very first. We got some very, very big ones that we can see that are long-term that could be pretty substantial. But we're just building up the credibility, and we're just kind of waiting because the whole masses aren't here yet. That moment hasn't happened where so many people are flooding in. But there's going to be a moment where there's going to be a big band or some big brand of some sort that comes on, and the mass of people start understanding what NFTs are. And we're going to be here with our shovels and picks and helping people navigate the space.
I'll bring the shovel. You bring the toothpick.
All right.
We'll all work together. So this is going to be cut off in a minute. I think I only have, how long do I have? I have
Don't
to upgrade.
cut us off. No.
I really don't want to go. We can start another Zoom call if you want to, but I have to upgrade like you guys did because I'm limited on time when I have, more guests.
Pay the $20.
I'm totally going to do it. So I think
you only get so many Zoom calls.
I only get so many Zoom calls, so I'm gonna upgrade. Okay, so here's the question for you. What advice would you give to someone that's starting? And then after you give that advice, then we're gonna wrap it up and go from there. So we'll kind of end it with that.
Starting with NFTs.
Yes.
Quality first. Create something that's unique, original, and make sure that it's high quality. The market is starting. If you go to Atomic Hub, you can see the stuff is subpar, and it's like nobody wants subpar stuff. They want cool artwork. They want something that's got heart and passion behind it, that there's a reason for them to exist. So be on the high end of the bell curve and create something of real value, and then take a risk. Go for it.
Yeah, I would say high quality with low quantities.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Digital
and
scarcity
you
is the
guys,
key.
you guys definitely have a very high quality. I really love what you're doing a fantastic job. And I got to tell you, I truly, truly appreciate both of you coming on and speaking to little old me. And I'm hoping to really get more people involved, especially women. I think women need to come into this space a lot more. I don't want anybody to be afraid because the community, like you guys, you'll answer any questions. You guys have been very helpful to me, so I really appreciate you. Is there any question that you would ask yourself that I didn't cover?
Not in the time we have left, because the Zoom's about to end.
We're gonna have you back on real soon, and I really apologize.
The cliffhanger.
For that. The cliffhanger. You can give us.
I would say this: